Commando!
So the 7th 10 yuan box has finally been released, and it's come a lot earlier this year than previous years, and I believe this is because they brought it out to combat the popularity of the Najia trading cards, not just Caillou's ones but also other companies, because the children are going crazy over those than the 5 yuan My Little Pony cards that came out last month and has really flopped in its kind of launch. Stores have a lot of cards and no one's really shifting them. Even I'm finding it hard to try to trade and swap cards. So I believe they brought this out to kind of like combat that. There's been some big design changes, some good and some bad. I will go over them briefly in this video. On top of this, when I first got to see the images of the box set, I wasn't really impressed and I had some sort of doubts, but since opening up several boxes, it's won me over mostly with some of the changes. For the international collectors of the international box set, please pay attention to this, because at some point these cards will be in the next international box set, and like in the last one, there were 3 special international cards, UR cards. You got 3 extra Twilight Princess cards because of Twilight Princess box set. Now, I'm guessing the next international box set will be you will have 3 special Applejack cards. As I stated in that video back in the day, that I believe that like the last box set, the 6 10 yuan box set, was a reset to the cards, and it looks like I was correct. The SSRs have always been the same since 2021, and they've never changed in any kind of way. Each set have been a handful of cards. This new design is completely different, and there are 54 cards, as it's based on poker cards. So each character has roughly 4 versions of that card. So for example, Twilight Sparkles has Ace of Spades, Ace of Diamonds, Ace of Hearts, and Ace of Clubs. The backs of the SSRs have also been changed. Really, it was the last 10 yuan box which redesigned the UR cards and took it away from the original design back in from 2021, with these kind of like pastel colours and metallic sheen to it. But it was very plain in the background, and what the 7th has done is taken the same style and effect but added a lot more detail in the background. For me, the LSR is kind of a hit and miss. One, I like the layout of the cards where they have placed the LR logo down at the bottom and they've added the cutie marks at the top. However, the 6 had a theme, and that was fruit, and the 2nd box set had superheroes, and the 3rd box set had the Chinese New Year. So I thought the 6 was like going back to themes like it should have been, and the 7th doesn't have a theme. It's just like all the other junk LSR cards with no theme. The 6th box returned the SGR cards to large designs, as the previous ones had shrunken the design. Unfortunately, the 7th has gone back to shrinking the design. However, I do not mind this for the reason that the actual card is a real quality card. The artwork is really nice, so I don't mind it so much. The SDR also have a new back, and this is really brilliant because each different type of card has a different backing now. So about a year ago I said that the PTR cards were a big mistake and that it devalued the box set, and when you compared it to the rest of the other boxes what came out, the 10-yuan boxes being HR cards, it kind of threw a spanner in the works. And I wasn't the only one who had this belief. It seems that a lot of Chinese people also had this belief as well, and they've got the message and they've returned the filler cards of the 10-yuan boxes back to HR cards. So I'm not going to talk about the SC cards because I've not seen them, but I've seen all the other types of cards available, and I would estimate that I have about 90% of most of the collection already, and that was with 4 boxes. At some point I'm going to revamp the guide I have because I found 3 more SSRs I didn't have from before, and this is because it's one of the first wave of SSR cards and I wasn't collecting at that time. But I will be adding the dates in for when each box set was released into the guide as well, and from now on releasing things yearly. And to be fair, we're almost already this year complete, because the only thing we're missing of this year now is the new 2-yuan box, which should come out in August, July or August time, if it was normal timing, but we'll see. But that will be the 4th box in the line.
As it should always be, the foundlings are the future. This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.